Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a show, man. I can't even believe it. We got a show here for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to our Dreamerspro Short Clips channel that we have linked in the comment section. Let me get into this topic, man. These people, man, they're going to do it to me. These Lakers, man, these Laker fans, they're going to do it to me. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. All right, first of all, let me give it up. Let me give it up. First of all, that was a hell of a win. Hell of an impressive win. I'm talking about the series, not just the game. You know, coming into these playoffs, matter of fact, coming into this season, as the Lakers were previously constructed, I think we all agree that they weren't a very good team. So no one had any real serious expectations for that team. And it was a reason why they ended up as a 13th seed in the West, right? But then they got to the trade deadline, and Rob Pelinka, I mean, it's looking like the executive of the year. If this team goes on to win a championship with the moves that he was able to make with Hachimura, Schroeder. I think Schroeder was already there though. Picked up some other pieces. I think they already had Alex Caruso. Vanderbilt was another guy that they added. Anyway, the moves that they made, the trade deadline, trading away Russell Westbrook, seemed to be, it seemed to be like the magic pill. It's absolutely worked wonders. And the team went from being a 13th seed all the way, I believe, to the 7th seed, if I'm not, the 7th seed, because they played the number 2 seed Memphis Grizzlies in the first round. Going into that series, I felt the Lakers would win because I felt like their maturity would win out, and that's what happened. In the second round, I had them facing the Golden State Warriors, but towards the end of that first round series against the Memphis Grizzlies, I just had a feeling like, man, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if these Lakers go on to win it all. And of course, once Kawhi and these guys went down, I was like, man, yo, what are we doing? What are we doing? So we get into this series, and I gotta say, man, I'm 100% wrong. I was 100% wrong. I thought the Golden State Warriors would be able to win this series, but apparently, maybe it's because I wasn't paying enough attention to the Lakers. Maybe I don't know what it was. Maybe I thought it was just media hype, because the media talks about the Lakers a lot and they hype up everything that they do. And then whenever something goes wrong, the sky is falling. So it's really hard to get to have a good understanding. And I didn't watch them so much to really understand the team. But it looks like I was 100% wrong. You know, going into this series, I picked Golden State to win, I believe, in 6 games. And it was actually the total opposite. The Lakers ended up beating them in 6 games, and I think yesterday they beat them by roughly 20 points, if I'm not mistaken. I even tweeted out in the third quarter. I posted on the community section of the channel. Yeah, they beat them by 21 points. I was like, this game is over, right? It was over. And as I was watching that game, it became apparently clear that the Lakers were just the superior team, right? The superior team. And I think that the Lakers had 2 advantages over the Warriors. Well, they had a lot of advantages, but the biggest one I saw was the Anthony Davis factor. I think AD was the difference in this entire series. If we're just going to be totally honest about it, Anthony Davis was the difference in this series. I don't care about, what his numbers were saying from a night in to night out basis, although LeBron scored 30 points yesterday. LeBron is the scorer for this team and the facilitator. But LeBron could even be, the Lakers could have LeBron scoring 30 a game, 35 a game, facilitating. And I don't think that would have been enough to beat the Warriors. What beat the Warriors, in my personal opinion, is the presence of Anthony Davis primarily on the defensive side of the floor. Not so much offensively. Yes, he was an offensive threat. Yes, they didn't really have a matchup for him. That's totally understandable. But if you watch that game, for example, the game yesterday, you would notice that even when Anthony Davis wasn't scoring, he was affecting the game from a possession to possession basis. What am I talking about? AD's ability to be a deterrent to the Warriors because of the shot blocking threat that he presents, I believed it ended up turning the Warriors into a team that they did not want to be. I don't even think they faced something like that these playoffs. Think about this. Anthony Davis, these playoffs, is averaging 3.3 blocks per game. And as you watch this series, AD was not only discouraging Warriors from going to the basket, which means that even when the Warriors were able to break down just think about this. Even when the Warriors were able to break down the primary defender and try to get into the paint, do you realize that because of the presence of AD, the Warriors were actually avoiding to go for layups, and they were actually looking to swing? AD basically turned the Warriors into a jump-shotting, scrambling team. No one was even thinking about going near the basket because they knew either AD was going to bother their shot or he was just going to flat out block their shot. That's the one thing. The second thing is this. I was totally impressed with Anthony Davis's defense on the switch. When Stephen Curry, for example, go to a pick and roll and AD was switch, do y'all realize that AD was actually able to guard Stephen Curry on the perimeter and shade him to wherever he wanted it? Stephen Curry could not get a clean look over Anthony Davis's defense. Usually what happens is when smaller guys get bigger guys, on the perimeter, they can cross them up and get to the basket. You see Chris Paul do it. You see so many guys, that's what they want. They hit you up 1-2, blah, 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 and they up out of there. And I think it exposed something about Curry, which is this. Stephen Curry cannot score off the dribble over size, especially all NBA level defensive player type of size. He couldn't do it. He just didn't have it. His dribble package did not allow him to really create any separation from AD. And AD just kept his arms, with his wingspan, he was just shading him everywhere. And he was recovering. And AD didn't even need to be up on Curry. Because of his defensive principle and the principal's defensive stance, he knew that he could bother pretty much any single shot Stephen Curry was willing to take. If that was a Kyrie Irving, I think Kyrie would have dropped AD at least 2 or 3 times this series with his crossover. Kyrie would have got to the basket if you put AD on. He's just too good of a defender. He is too good of an offensive player. And after watching this series, yeah, LeBron was good, but I think Anthony Davis was the primary, he was the difference. He was the difference because of his ability to affect the game offensively, but especially defensively. Those guys wanted no business going to the paint. And that you got to give the credit to AD primarily because he's the anchor of the defense. And when you have a guy like that, he makes up for a lot of the shortcomings that a lot of his teammates have on the defensive side of the floor. That's why the Lakers are so hard to beat in a half-court set. That's why they're so hard. You need better ISO scores to beat the Lakers. You just need better ISO scores, and you need bigger guys. You need bigger bodies. You can't, if it was like Devin Booker or if it was like a Kevin Durant, those guys can't bother Kevin Durant because number one, he's too tall. Number one, he's too skilled, and he's too good of an offensive player. KD and these guys don't need screens to score on you. They really don't. They can literally break you down off the dribble and shoot off and shoot over you. So it exposed that in the Warriors players. But to really conclude, man, the Lakers really surprised. They really surprised me. And looking at the rest of the field, I don't even know who the hell can beat. Going into this next, I don't even know who the hell can beat them. I'm looking at the the Denver Nuggets, and yes, they have Nikola Jokic, who's just an absolute monster. But the Lakers were able to beat them in the bubble. But there's a fundamental difference here. They had Dwight Howard, and the tandem of Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis really bothered Nikola Jokic. They don't have that this time around, but if you ask me to say who's going to win this series, I don't know. And if you told me, hey, man, I think the Lakers will win, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. But man, these, you know what? I don't think, you know what? I don't think it's Laker fans. I don't think it's the Laker fans that are getting them. I don't think it's them. I think is what it is these damn LeBron fans, man. Y'all just can't. I mean, I put up the post. I was like, hey, you know, man, these Lakers look like they're gonna beat these boys like a drum. And somebody left the the comment. LeBron James is the GOAT. I'm like, God damn, man. I almost cussed. These, you know what I want to say, man. These, I'm like, oh my God. They be making it hard to root for you guys, man. Like, God damn. As soon as I put that post up, I just, LeBron the GOAT. I'm like, Jesus, Lord, God, what do we do? So, man, I got to give the Lakers their props, man. Y'all got us out here looking, I mean, y'all got all of us out here looking foolish, man. Y'all got all of it. The only person I think that picked them, at least in this series that I can think of, I think it was Charles Barkley. Shaq ain't pick him. I don't think Kenny Smith pick him. Stephen A. Smith ain't pick him. I ain't pick him. We out here looking, I don't know what to say, man. These Lakers, but that was a hell of a win. Y'all have y'all fun in the comment section. I can already hear y'all laughing. Have at it. You know, I showed up. And somebody was like, where the Lakers live at? I ain't see you doing the Lakers live. First off, I do Clippers lives because that's the team I'm supporting. So I'm going to stay up till 5 o'clock in the morning to do a live. I ain't got nothing against the Lakers, but I ain't staying up till no 5 o'clock in the morning to be talking about, I'm sorry it ain't happened. But kudos to that. Kudos to y'all, man. Have your laughs. Have your laughs. I'm not running. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.